No.
I think the next thing that you need is hearing aids.
Hearing aids?
Damn! I heard that shit back.
You know what?
Damn, Paul. He got bifocals. The next thing is hearing aids, man. I'm telling you. Damn.
I guess
Alright, that ain't hip hop album review. Mac Miller, Good AM. But before we get into the review, make sure you check out Dead End Hip Hop on Periscope. It's pretty damn dope. So you'll get notifications when we're streaming live. Make sure you also follow everybody here on all social medias, including Periscope, including Modest Media, the forgotten man behind the camera, the forgotten man. Follow everybody on social media. I am Modest Media, FIFO 24/7, Mike Seatown, BZ430, KBNs. Everything. We streamline all of the social handles. Make sure you also go check out our podcast for everybody that doesn't have the opportunity to watch a whole 30-minute Dead End Hip Hop video and you're in class or you're doing something else or you just want to listen to us. We have podcasts. So make sure you go check that out. And your boys do sports, man. Your boy FIFO, BZ430, KBNs, and the host 12 Kyle. We have a live sports show every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have a YouTube channel, so make sure you go subscribe. Dead End Sports, man. Everything's Dead End. Mac Miller, Good AM. This is the 4th project that we reviewed for Mac Miller. Going into this project, I really wanted to see where Mac was gonna go, because Mac definitely has like the weird stuff covered. He has the slow flow. There's a lot of things that I feel like Mac could do that I was always a fan of, but I never truly enjoyed an entire project beginning to end. He gave me bits and pieces that I loved, but I just never got like a full experience, except for, and I'll take that back, the Larry Fisherman one. Like the shit that he went super off kiltered, that whole project was dope. But that was like the only one that I liked the project beginning to end, except for this one. Good AM, I feel like is Mac's best work, and this is the reason why. I feel like everything that we kind of critiqued him on, like kind of heavy, like his slow flow, you know, his him being monotone, he's changed all of that. I feel like he made his weaknesses not so apparent, and he took everything that made that I know that I loved of him, he made it like really shine at the forefront, like the flows, the beat selections. And I felt like on this album is one of the first, well, not one of the first times, but throughout a whole project that I really got a sense of who Mac is and some of the things that he's going through. And I love that. I love when artists open up, but he still kept it all over the place, and I like that. Like he gave you like Clubhouse, right? Like I love Clubhouse. That beat, you know what I'm saying, is very jumpy. It reminded me of stuff that he would have done on Blue Slide Park. But then he has a song with Miguel, The Weeknd. That's a fucking dope track. I didn't really know what to expect. Like, you have this pop artist on there. I'm like, I don't know. The way he used Lil B on the album, just having him actually talk versus rap was dope. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, he added to that, and you know, I don't like Lil B as a rapper like that. And then also I was 1000% surprised with Chief Keef's feature. Like, I actually understood what the fuck he was saying. I really like every feature that he put on here. I love every beat beginning to end. And you know me, like y'all could go back in the reviews. I've always said I love how Mac flows. That's his #1 thing, but his #1 detriment was his monotonism. He got rid of that. He gave you varying flows. He gave When in Rome, you know what I'm saying? He gave you turn up songs. He gave you everything on this project. So it definitely bumps in the whip. If you, again, go follow everybody on Periscope, because if you did, then you would have been known I've been bumping this in the whip.
Mac Miller, Good AM. It's a different approach for Mac. More upbeat, more positive. You know, with the things that he's going through, I think he's, you know, cleaning himself up, getting off drugs, you know, trying to get his life straight. I think it's a reflection, you know, in this album. And I think that that's what you, at least for me, you know, when I listen to this, you know, what I get from it. You know, watching movies with the sound off is, you know, in the last review, I did like that. I like the darker side of Mac Miller. You know, this one, you know, I think, you know, one of the things that he wanted to show is that, you know, things don't always have to be dark and despair and despondent. Like, things can actually be, you know, uplifting and positive. So he he did that with their album and gave it a different sound and something different from what you would expect from Mac Miller. And you know, for the most part, I can appreciate that. I'm not a fan of the album myself personally. I don't think it's overly interesting to me. You know, I didn't care for the production for the most part throughout this project.
You are tripping. Okay, Rush Hour was dope. Weekend was dope. 2 Matches with Ab-Soul was dope. 100 Grandkids was dope. Break the Law was dope.
Break the Law was good. I like that.
Perfect Circle / Godspeed.
Sound like Kanye.
Ascension. Like, he had, you talking about production, bro? One in Rome. Like, that's over half of the album.
No.
I think the next thing that you need is hearing aids.
Hearing aids?
Damn! I that shit back.
You know what?
Damn! He got bifocals. The next thing is hearing aids, man. I'm telling you.
Damn.
You might be right after listening to this, because I didn't like what I heard. You know, and it was over time. I think it felt extremely long.
King, like, you thought I was going in. I don't really about to go in.
It was extremely long. I don't think the songs were, especially 100 Grandkids, I didn't find that interesting at all, which people like. I did like Break the Law. I think that was probably one of the most interesting songs on here. I did like the Ab-Soul joint on here. You know, but yeah, man, as it continued, it just seemed to drag on too long. And I don't know if I like the idea of Mac Miller doing something and being more positive and switching up and putting something out there different than what he's done in the past. I can appreciate that, you know, as an artist willing to try and do different things. That doesn't necessarily mean I have to like it, and I don't. You know, I felt that he lost his identity towards the end of the project. Like, he kind of lost who he was. And I don't know, you know, if maybe, you know, he got that nice little Warner deal?
Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers deal. You know, got that 10 mil. You know, maybe he's trying to be a little bit more pop. But overall, I mean, first listen, I didn't care for this album. And people were asking me at A3C, and I told them the same thing. It just wasn't anything in it for me, other than really Break the Law and the joint with Ab-Soul. You know, yeah, you can understand what Chief Keef was saying, but that doesn't mean he's good.
That's funny.
This motherfucker tight.
He said,
I was with you on watching music with the sound off.
Watching movies.
Yeah, movies. Yeah, I just.
that's funny as shit.
Nah, man, I think people are overhyping this album.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like Ken, yeah, I didn't really care for this album, but I think this is probably one of Mac Miller's best albums as far as on the production side. I thought the beat selection on this album kind of kept me interested pretty much, you know, more than previous Mac Miller projects that we reviewed, opposed to where the production didn't keep my attention. This, yeah, FIFO, I agree. The production on here is pretty good. I was surprised with the selection of beats that he was rhyming over. Now, just on an unfortunate part is that for me, he's just not that MC that can keep my attention over the dope production. It's like you wasting this dope production, and it's like a average to below average MC, you know, in my opinion. But I mean, y'all know, if y'all know, y'all seen us review Mac Miller 3 times. Yeah, stop, Mike. That's so funny.
We know rap tight as fuck.
It's so funny. Y'all,
This motherfucker tight.
no, it's just, I mean, like, y'all know, I've never really been a Mac Miller fan like that. So it's just like when you were Rock Marciano. It's like, you know, Rock Marciano don't really do nothing for you. Mac Miller never, as an MC, Mac Miller.
Say he was below average.
Mac Miller, he just doesn't do it for me. But you know, I will say the production was the best part, and I actually got some songs on here that I enjoyed, like Brand Name.
Well, I guess that is a step up.
Yeah, that's a little step up.
He wasn't feeling
Right,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. So this, you know, it's a step up. I like Brand Name. I like Break the Law. That's actually my favorite track on there, Break the Law. I like Clubhouse, and I like the two matches. I like the Ab-Soul joint, and I think that's about it. But I mean, that's something. Before it was like nothing. At least I got some songs where they had some repeat value, where I was like, okay, let me play it again. Like, cool. But overall, the grand scheme, yes, it's like I didn't find nothing too big. I'm just not a Mac Miller fan like that. As an MC, he just never really, he didn't do it. He never done it for me as an MC. So, I mean, at the 4th time around, it's really nothing much to say. Only thing I can say is that the beats on this bad boy is pretty nice. For him using all different producers, Soundwave, DJ DEHH, Tyler Creator doing the intro. Like, I mean, yeah, the beats was nice.
I'm pretty much on par with B. I definitely agree. I disagree with Ken. I think the production was actually pretty dope on this project. I think, and I didn't know who had produced what, and I don't particularly care that much either. But the beats were nice. The problem, as always, is Mac Miller. I just think he is a boring MC. He's dry. He's uninteresting. And lyric-wise, he does not ever say anything that makes me go, damn, wow, that was either deep or that was really like a well thought out bar.
Is he supposed to be that type of MC though?
That's what everybody's making this album out to be. They're like, oh my God, it's so deep.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe this Mac Miller. Oh my God, Mac Miller is just, oh my God, oh my God, Mac Miller's talking about that real shit. I mean, okay, I'll give it to him. Like, he is saying some important things on this album, but it just comes off soulless. It's almost like it's not his important shit to say, it's somebody else's important shit to say, and he's just reiterating the shit. Like, I'm sorry, I cannot get into Mac Miller. And I knew it was gonna be a problem the second the fucking thing started. And he come in, bruh, what are you doing? Like, okay, yeah, people say you're not a good rapper, so you're trying to sing now. You're not Drake, man.
Yeah, stop with the singing.
Stop with the singing. That shit is not good. I could see if you were doing it like jokingly, like if it was a funny song.
No, he was.
But nah, bro, you were like trying to like, you were trying to
He was
get
doing that. Yeah, he was doing the hand shit, right?
Nah,
Like
man, no. And brand name. I was like, wow, this shit is so painfully boring. And I'm not gonna just shit on the whole album. I'll say, when it got to 100 Grand Kids, again, I disagree with Ken. I actually thought that song was pretty damn good because he was actually, yeah, he was rhyming. He was rhyming.
And the beat switch up.
And yeah, all that. I already said the production is nice on this whole project, with the exception of one song. I'll get to that in a minute. But he was rhyming on that song. And I actually will say Time Flies. I thought he was rhyming on that song. I thought it was real creative what he did with his flow and his voice on that song. And I think it was a very, very, very smart move to not have Lil B rap. I don't think it was an interesting choice. I think it was a logical choice. I can't even remember in the back. Oh, you know, one thing I will say, like y'all talking about Break the Law. Break the Law is one of the main examples of why I don't like Mac Miller. Like, I find his punchlines to be just incredibly juvenile and cheesy and childish. When it comes to like someone like Childish Gambino, his punchlines are cheesy as shit too, and corny. And Hopsin. But see, those are two different levels of corny. Childish Gambino is that kind of funny corny. Hopsin is that, oh God, you wrote that shit down and repeated it corny. And that's what I get with Mac Miller's. I can't do it. Perfect Circle with Godspeed. I'm surprised nobody here has mentioned that song. That was one of the songs where I was like, wow, I really, really like what he did with this. He's still pretty monotone and he's still relatively dry, but that song was still listenable for me. And it actually had replay value for being an 8-minute track with a beat switch. It was still pretty nice. Problem is, after that song, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, and they were all terrible.
Yeah.
They were all bad. After that song, this album went to shit. When in Rome, are you guys joking? That song was dog shit. Dog shit. It sounded like that Hopsin joke song. ROS was another boring ass track that didn't really seem to go anywhere, beat-wise, content-wise, lyric-wise, dry. I will give it to Mac that this is probably the best project I've heard from him, but to be honest, that's really not saying that much. I definitely think it's a very cohesive project, a fleshed out project for Mac Miller. It's just, I don't like his flow, I don't like his voice, and I don't particularly care for his content. I think this album is an album for Mac Miller fans because they're the only ones that would really be interested in hearing about what he's gone through, being a famous rapper and then being a drug addict and being depressed. I don't really care to hear fucking celebrity sob stories. I just don't. Like when Eminem did Relapse, or Recovery, sorry. People wanted to know that because damn near the entire fucking hip hop community has followed Eminem throughout his entire career. Mac Miller, I'm not a fan. So when he's talking about being depressed and all this shit, I'm like, man, I don't care to hear this. It's not really relatable to me at all. So I'm sorry.
Coming from the guy that likes depressed music, that like says that you like.
Do you know what the word relatable means, dog?
I know.
This isn't relatable.
I feel you.
It's relatable to you because you like Mac Miller and you follow his career. But if someone just comes out and they make a whole album about being depressed, you're not gonna really enjoy that shit.
I feel you, but at the same time, I don't think that this whole album is about being depressed. And I know, but you just said whole album.
I said if somebody did. That's what
all right,
I said.
and I'm saying, but this album isn't that. Okay, but you're implying by saying that.
No, I'm not. What you just said is this coming from somebody who likes depressed music. Yes, that is true. I do like depressed music, and you can give me an entire album of depressing music if it's relatable to me. But if you're writing an entire album about how you're depressed because your car broke down, fuck.
No, I feel you. So then what are you saying about Mac's album? Are you saying that it is an entirely depressing sounding album? Like,
no, it's not depressing sounding. The content that he's giving you, he's talking about his drug addictions. He's talking about, the depression that he went through and overcoming it. What I'm saying is that shit is not relatable to me because of the reasons that he's talking about why he was addicted to drugs or why he was depressed. It wasn't relatable to me.
Okay, I feel you. I definitely understand where you're coming from. Like, I don't go through those same things. It's not necessarily directly relatable to me, but again, I see where you're coming from, saying from a Mac Miller fan,
right?
You know what I'm saying, liking that. But I've also put on a lot of people onto this project that either had misconceptions of Mac Miller, never listened to his music, or listened to it and didn't like it, and they listen to this album and they like it. So obviously, everybody's not gonna like everybody's music, and that's cool. I understand it. But all three of these motherfuckers are crazy. They're fucking crazy. Cause this album to me is fucking great. And Mac Miller, if you're watching, man, look, every fucking project, and the joint that I said I liked that was off kilter is Delusional Thomas. I don't know if I said that previously. I think I just said Larry Fisherman. But if you're watching, bruh, to me, keep fucking pushing yourself, because I hear your progression. Every time that we've done one of your projects, I've said I've heard your progression. I'm a Mac Miller fan. I enjoy your music. Keep doing you, bruh, and fuck the old niggas, cause these niggas don't know what they talking about.
Yeah, if you're watching, kudos and props on your recovery. I think that's cool, man, that you decided to right the ship, and I can appreciate that, and telling the story, giving the people, that fuck with you some insight into that. I think that's dope. Personally, I prefer watching movies with the sound off over this one. That's just personal preference. I didn't find this one too particularly interesting for me, as a listener, and I think that's about it, man. But what you're doing obviously is very successful. It's appealing to the people that like you, and even with this album, it's pulling in some additional fans, and that's to be applauded. But I just think for me, this one just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, obviously you have a strong fan base, so I'm pretty sure my opinion is not going to mean anything. But like I said before, your beat selection on this was very good. I think that's about it. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing you. You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing you.
Look, I again, just like I said, I don't think this album is for the casual listener. Ralph gave it to some other people and they seem to like it, but as a casual, I'm not even a casual Mac Miller listener. I only listen to projects that we're gonna review because I don't care for his music, and I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just not everybody's for everybody. I don't really care for his voice. I don't care for the way he raps. I don't care for his content because, like I said, it's not interesting to me and it's not relatable. Now, you can be talking about fucking ships on Mars. Yeah, I don't understand that shit, but if you do it creatively enough, I can get into it. I don't think that your music is creative enough for me to jump into it and say, yes, this dude is doing something that I want to support. So, but shit, we're in the minority, right. The strong minority. Right. I think the majority of people feel exactly like FIFO does, which is that his music is great, this and that. So I ain't got shit to say, man. You ain't got no reason to listen to me. So don't worry about me, worry about Ralph. You kept his ears and his friends' ears, and that's what's important. So keep doing you.
I'm sorry, Mac, man. These other niggas.
I'm sorry too, Mac, that you can't rap.